Hello everybody, welcome to another video and welcome to maxing out my PowerBook G4. This is probably, at the end of this, going to be one of the quickest PowerBook G4s on the planet. Brief overview of the specs. It's a 1.67 GHz PowerBook G4, 1440 by 960, 15.2 inch matte LCD display. It's got 1 gig of DDR2 RAM at the moment. It's got the 80 gig stock 5400 RPM Apple drive at the moment. It's got the dual layer super drive. It's got the best keyboard in the world. It's got a decent set of speakers. It's got the 8DM Mobility Radeon 9700 with 128 megs of VRAM. Really nice cards. And it's currently running Leopard. But yeah, what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be upgrading the RAM. So it's going to have 2 gig of RAM. And it's also, it's going to have an SSD in it. I've ordered myself an SSD. I'm going to show you the parts in a minute. But I just really cannot wait to get an SSD in here. This hard drive, I'm pretty sure, is on its way out. It's not too healthy. And when I originally got the laptop, it was giving me a few issues, but it's working now. But I mean, I'm going to be doing tests on it now. Yeah, that's basically what I'm going to do next. I'm going to be doing a few benchmarks just to see how this does, so then after I install the SSD I can see and compare it. So basically the first thing I'm going to do, you'll see now a little timer. I'm just getting my stopwatch up so I can see as well. But I'm just going to do a boot up test to see obviously how quick it boots up. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. I'm not actually, believe it or not, expecting the SSD to be that much quicker at booting up, because at the end of the day the IDE bus that this has is only so quick, and it's going to be bottlenecked. It's going to be more the whole random read tasks. That's where it's going to really, I think we're really going to see the difference, because obviously there's no what do you call it? Is it a pin? Or something, I'm not 100% sure, but you don't have any moving parts in this, so it doesn't have to take any time. It's spinning up and then reading it. It's all, I don't know, digitally maybe done. But there we go. That's not a bad time at all, actually. That's quite surprising. I got about 45 seconds. I'm not sure what the actual time I got. But yeah, not too bad at all. Now we're going to open Xbench and we're going to run. See, like these kind of things, it boots up quick, but it's the whole thing of it takes a while to sort of warm up and get going. With an SSD you don't have any of that. Applications. This machine hasn't been opened. Obviously I opened it when I got it, but prior to that it hadn't been opened at all. Xbench. We're just going to do disk test. And let's go. I'm going to speed up time now, or get back to you when it's complete. Okay, so there we go. We got a main score of 30.06. You can see a little bit of the spec there, PowerBook 5.8. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to memorize these. I'm just going to focus on the main score, because obviously I won't be able to compare them because it's two different drives. 30.06. I really, it'll be those sort of ones which really I think the SSD is going to excel in. Let me just try this actually. It says I can take a picture while recording, so I'll see how that works. But yeah, 30.06, that's the number I'll keep in my head. But yeah, this is the last time I'm going to see this little hard drive spinning in this PowerBook. I'm going to shut it down now for the last time, and now I'm going to move over to the parts. So yeah, we're going to take a look at this SSD. Okay then, so these are the parts we're going to be working with today. These are just the RAM sticks, Hynix. There we go. 1 gig, I think it'll downclock a little bit. This is running at 53S speeds. 5300, sorry. I believe the PowerBook natively runs at 4200. So it'll downclock a little bit, but it should work absolutely fine. And here is the SSD, King Spec SSD. Now I know Samsung did a few of these IDE SSDs a few years back, but they weren't very quick. very early stages of solid state stuff. I know OWC did a few IDE SSDs, and I'm sure they're a lot quicker than these. I think they were proper nice drives. But this, for what I'm going to use this laptop for, should be absolutely fine. As I said, it's the random read speeds I'm really looking forward to. I got this brand spanking new, and I'm going to show you now in a minute what the seller included with this as well. He's a Mac technician, and he was using this drive. You can see the warranty card still there. He was using this drive as like a testing drive on PowerBook G4s. He was selling it because he no longer works on PowerBook G4s, but there it is. King spec SSD, 2.5 inch, 32 gig IDE, as you can see. It's a lot lighter than a mechanical drive, because obviously there's not a lot to them. And I believe under here we should have, yep, there it is, a spare IDE cable, which is quite nice. Not that we need it in the PowerBook because they all use custom routed cables, but yeah, we'll put that back in this box. I think I'll be needing that. Yeah, but basically he also included, as well as it put in Leopard, a copy of Leopard on that SSD, he also included this. And I'm going to take it out now of the box. Look at that, guys. This guy is an absolute legend. He did the SSD at an awesome price, and he also included a retail copy of Mac OS X Leopard. Now, of course, these are very desirable. They're worth more than what I paid for the SSD alone, so I was really nicely, pleasantly surprised when I opened this. I thought it was drivers or something for Windows, but no, it was a retail copy of Mac OS X Leopard. I messaged him and he said, well, it's better you having it and you using it than me keeping it in the drawer. So yeah, I'm really chuffed with that, because as you know, if you've watched any of my videos previously, I've always had to resort to cloning Leopard installs from one machine over to the other. So having that disk there now and being able to start from scratch every time is really convenient. But there's the SSD, and there's the RAM. 2 gig of RAM and a 32 gig SSD. That should be absolutely perfect. So here is the PowerBook again. These things aren't necessarily hard to take apart. Piece of piss compared to the new MacBooks. Basically, I'm going to quickly go through it now. What exactly you have to do. You got four screws there, 4 screws down the bottom. I'm not 100% sure how well you can see this or how well it's in focus. Yeah, 4 down there, 4 there. Then there's 2 underneath here. I'm going to show you in a minute. You've got 2 screws in the battery compartment, if they're still there, because I know these machines get taken apart quite a lot and people buy them used, and then the screws aren't actually there anymore. On the back, again, you've got 2 on one side, 2 on the other side. On is this left side now? Yeah, left side. You've got 1, 2, 3. Same on the right side. And then open it up. You've got 2 Torx screws on the top, and then the whole palm rest just lifts up. So it's quite a few screws, but it's very modular. You can take piece by piece out, and it's really not too much work at all. Now, obviously, you don't want to scratch your lid, so I'd get something to rest on. I got a laptop case here. Obviously the PowerBook doesn't fit in here, it's for a 13-inch laptop. But yeah, I'm going to time-lapse this. Well, I'll time-lapse it after, but I may as well not now, because obviously there's only 4 screws to install the RAM. There's not many tools either. All you need is a little sort of tiny computer-sized or phone-sized or whatever Philips. Maybe a bigger one, just for the hell of it, and then Torx, obviously. I think it's Torx T8, possibly T6, I'm not 100% sure. Research it. Yeah. So for the RAM, it's really super simple. 1, 2, 3, 4 on this plate lifts off like so. And there is your RAM. Currently, of course, is 1 gig of RAM in here, 2 512 meg sticks. It's a little bit of a faff getting the little blanket plates off, but you can see there they just pop up and then pull out. I know you're quite zoomed out there, guys, but just bear with me. This is the easier bit, but you can see there, if we want to focus, 512 meg Samsung sticks. They're probably the original of what came in this PowerBook as well. Of course, take the battery out as well. I almost forgot to say. Yeah, I'm going to leave that blank for now. Actually, as we're taking everything apart, I'll put the new RAM in on the way home, so to speak. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to time lapse it, unscrew everything, and then I'll be back with you when I start lifting the palm rest off. So yeah. So, I don't know how long that is for you guys, depending on how quick I speed it up. But yeah, it's. I mean, I've got a load of screws next to me now, but I'd much rather have a load of screws, but you know exactly what you're doing, than have no screws but have to sort of suction cup the display off or whatever. It's a lot. It's nice to know where you stand. Like if you can see a screw, you know it can be removed. With the newer laptops, it's pretty much what it looks like when it comes out is what it's going to be when it dies. With these PowerBooks and early MacBook Pros, you can fiddle with them to your heart's content, and as long as you put them back, you should be okay. But here we go. Again, the 2 Torx screws. Those are the final 2 to come off, and then it just literally lifts off. There's a clip in the bottom right here. That's the one that is the hardest to pull off. This, you've got to watch out for your little ribbon cable there. But yeah, this is the inside of the PowerBook. You've got the 2 fans, one for the GPU and one for the CPU. Of course, you've got your 2 sort of speaker system there. That's where your PCI card, as you can see in the side there, goes. That is your Bluetooth, I believe. Obviously hard drive, super drive. And yeah, it's nice and neat and tidy. The actual chips itself are on the other side of the logic boards. Of course, with the heat sinks and stuff as well. But this is what we're going to be looking at mainly today. There's a little bracket that runs down the side here, as you can see. Off pops that. Looks like there was no screws on that. But this is what happens when you buy a machine second-hand. I just dropped my spudger then. Get something less sort of spiky. You don't want to rip one of these connectors off, so be as gentle as possible. But it should just pop out like that. And yeah, there is the drive. 80 gig. I may one day, if I am finding that 32 gig isn't enough, I may get an OptiBay over here and put this drive in there for storage. But yeah, also be very, very careful when you're taking this off, because these pins bend really easy, and so does the actual connector, so just be really careful. Also remember as well, these 4 things, it's not completely essential, but it'll especially with an SSD, considering they're obviously a lot quieter, but you'd want to take these out just to stop it rattling around inside the laptop. The SSD, the King Spec SSD, does have well, standard hard drive holes, I guess you could call them, but they just unscrew like so. Easy enough. I may actually put this for the time being in an external caddy. I do have one up here from when I was retrieving the files off my old PowerBook. But yeah, that's us done with this 80 gig drive. And here comes the SSD. I am so excited about this, guys. I can barely contain myself. But yeah, same way around again. Of course, you've got the four I'm not sure what you call them, the 4 pins there. Next order of business is to I keep on dropping stuff today. I apologise, guys. Screw these into the SSD so it's nice and secure inside the PowerBook. There's the first one. There's the second one. I'm not sure if there's any people out there who watches my videos who actually has one of these King spec drives in their PowerPC laptops. If you do, leave a comment down below, and just give a little sort of comment on how it's performing and stuff, because there has been mixed reviews on these across the board. Really, they don't work in some machines. I believe the iBook G3s, they don't work, but then other people have said it's completely changed the laptop. I mean, a lot of them have come from the States and have used OWC drives by the looks of it. I gotta find myself some screws to put in here because I don't want to leave it loose like the last user did. But yeah, that's the SSD in there, looking absolutely awesome. There we go. And basically now it's just a case of doing all the screws up. I'm not gonna bore you this time because you've already watched me do it once. So I'll be back with you booting it up. I almost forgot. I said I'd be back with you when I was booting it up, but I forgot that there was no RAM in the system, so I bet we better install that first, otherwise we're not going anywhere. Of course, again, Hynix sticks. I've had Hynix sticks in quite a few machines. I got it in the MacBook as well. I got most of them. Most sticks that are in my Mac Pro are also Hynix, and it's always been reliable. And it's as simple as that. There's now 2 gigs in the PowerBook. So what I'm going to actually do now, for real this time, I'm going to get as much stuff that was on this drive, put it on the SSD, so it's fair when it's actually booting up and doing expansion stuff, as fair as possible anyway. So yeah, I'll be right back, guys. So it's now actually the next day. It's a whole good 24 hours later now. I've got all of my files onto the SSD. Everything's been working absolutely brilliantly. I just sort of want to go and do the Xbench scores again and see how they compare. So I don't have a clock on me today, a stopwatch, but of course you'll have one in the bottom of your screen so you'll be able to check. But here we go. 1, 2, 3. It seems to boot up actually a little bit slower than the mechanical drive. Now it's because of this. Now you can see there's nothing on the screen at the moment. It seems to take longer. Like it went down then. It seems to take longer to recognise that there's a drive in there. But once it does get going, then it's quicker. It just takes that initial bit to find the drive. It takes a lot longer than with a mechanical drive for whatever reason. That doesn't really bother me too much. It's more the whole navigating the user interface and opening apps and stuff. That's what I'm really looking for the space. So you can see there that's not slow at all. Again, obviously you've got a little clock, so you can get a little bit of a better idea. The mechanical drive did it in about 45 seconds, I believe. You'll remember obviously because it was like 10 minutes ago for you. For me, it was yesterday. But we can see if we go into about this Mac, we got 1.67. If we go on a focus, there we go. 2 gig of DDR2 RAM, and if we go into more info and 88, you can see there King spec 32 gig. And if I go over here, Macintosh SSD. So it's all working really, really nicely. Xbench. That was seriously quick. But let me just, the little sort of standard test WebKit. This is obviously a cold boot as well, 4 bounces, and then when it's in the RAM, it'll take even less than that. Keynote would take about 20 bounces previously. You can see there now it's 2 bounces. Now it's in the memory, nice and quick, and it's gone from about 20 bounces to 5 bounces. So when it's actually booted up, although it does, well, at least I think it takes a little bit longer to boot up. It seems like it. Once you're actually booted up, it's a lot quicker. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to run this disk test, and I'm going to be back when it's all finished. Okay, so here we go. We can see the score now is 49.55. Now, I believe that yesterday, or 10 minutes ago for you, the mechanical drive got 30.06. So that is a massive, massive sort of jump. I'm going to put both, if I just take a photo here, I'm going to put both scores up on the screen so you can see a little bit clearly and compare the two. But yeah, that's a big increase, and it's just the whole thing of navigating. Let me open iTunes. iTunes on these machines is usually pretty resource heavy. 5 bounces, nothing there really. Really super quick. And you can see there, I've got everything I'd ever need on this PowerBook now, and I've still got 11.5 gigs free. So the 32 gig for me at the moment is absolutely fine. If I just open Keynote as well. 1, 2, 3 bounces. So it's just super quick, and I am over the moon with this machine, guys. And you've got to remember as well, this machine is now 8.5 years old. It's just absolutely insane. What I'm going to do in the next video, of course, I'm assuming it'll probably be a using PowerPC video of some description. I'll be doing it on this Mac. I'll only start doing the using PowerPC videos on the MDD once it is the FF class MDD with the new fans, the KVM, the whole works. But for now, this is going to be the machine I do the using PowerPC videos on, because it's a really nice machine now, and it's totally silent. It's completely totally silent. The CPU I haven't seen go over 55 degrees under full loads, and of course the SSD is completely silent. It's just a really nice machine, and as I said, it's in mint condition. So for a total cost of about, I think, £65, I've got this machine, which is a top of the line PowerBook with an SSD, 2 GB of RAM, 128 meg graphics card. It's a really nice laptop, and it should serve me really well, as long as it doesn't blow up.